Hi everyone, welcome to another vlog from Parenting 2.0 with Falak. My name is Falak. I'm a Montessori educator. I am an NLP practitioner, emotional intelligent coach and emotional intelligent coach, a life coach and a parent and child coach. Yes, all rolled into one. Besides that, I'm a human being. I am a mother of an amazing almost 10-year-old and a wife to a loving husband. Today we will be dealing with a topic that was requested by one of our followers, Shilpa. Hi, if you're seeing. This is for you and for many moms and dads out there who are parenting multiples. Yes, so today I will be talking about parenting multiples. I have just one child, so I will not be talking from an experience of being a mom of multiples, but I have been brought up in a household. I've been brought up in a household with an elder sister and a younger sister, so I took a lot of tips for this video from my mom and also from my family members who have multiple children. I also went on the internet, of course, researched. I also understood the problems parents are facing and then worked as came at solutions that can be helpful for parents of multiples, right? So before we begin and I tell you these amazing 15 tips of handling multiple children, just let me tell you what works for one family doesn't work for another family. Every family is unique. Every family is different, like every child is. So these solutions or these points that I will be highlighting, I'll not call them solutions. These points which I will be sharing with you are very open-ended. They can be customized as per your family and your situation and your children. So here we go, point 1 to 15, and point number 1 is responsibilities and daily habits. Yes, I keep on stressing on this even to parents of single children, but to parents of multiple children. If you want any amount of peace or you want to remain a little more at peace with yourself, make sure the responsibilities amongst your children are divided nicely. Discuss with them when you design the chart or whatever it is. Discuss with them and then only divide work. Divide it very fairly. That's extremely important. Ask me, as a child who was brought up in multiple a family with multiple children, I had an older sister, I had a younger sister, so I was always irritated as a child by the fact that I am always at the receiving end. There's one who's elder to me and there's one who's younger to me. There's one who gets all the respect, she's the elder one of the house. There's one who gets all the pampering and I'm stuck in the middle. That was not the case. It was my preteen teenage brain that was telling me that way. But yes, children do get affected by these, so be as just and as normal with your children as possible. Do not give a big load of work to one and a small load to another. Consider their age, their likes, their dislikes, everything when you give work. If there is a work like taking out the dogs or cleaning the dogs litter bin or the cat's litter bin, then it can be 1 week or 1 day each the child does, because it's something no one will enjoy doing it. Very few people, I would not say no one, very few people might enjoy it. So if there are tasks like this, then divide it and give it to the child and do it in rotation. But if there are tasks which a child clearly enjoys and he or she wants to take it and another child completely detests, then you can give the other child who enjoys doing it, you can give that task to them. There might be a task like which both of them enjoy and they can work together if they are able to, or you can again give them turns. right? So that was the first point. Always make them responsible for certain things in the house, around the house, and you will be at a very good condition emotionally, mentally. What you divide, how you divide, I've given you a couple of tips, but what happens, how it happens, will only happen in your own household, depending on what works for you, as I always say. Parent time. Children crave for it. Teenagers don't agree with it, but they still crave for it. So parent time is very important. Now, since you have multiple children, you'll have to take out more parent time. You have to take out parent time for each child and as a group as well, right? So there's a very beautiful thing one of my cousin does. He has 3 children. They are 10, 5 and 2. And he takes out time, he and his wife takes out time for these children, and he and his wife individually sits with them. So at night at bedtime, they all have a reflection time where the entire family of 5 of them sit together and discuss things out. That works for their family. It might work for yours. Give it a try. But always make sure you take out time for your children individually as well as a group. All right, so that is separate and together parents time. Well, before telling you the next point, I'm not really saying have a separate room for them or a separate place for them. No, but have a designated space for them. That space might be as big as a mat. That space might be one table for each child. So in Montessori, since I'm a Montessori educator, we have mats which are 2 feet by 3 feet, 3.5 feet, which are designated to each child for their work area. Now this mat is the child's territory, and no one is supposed to step on them, is supposed to tug them or encroach the territory without the child's permission. That's an unsaid rule. You can have a similar thing at home. Have a particular territory, a particular small little, even if you can do mats at home if you like, or have little tables, or at least little beds for these children which they can call their own. If they're not willing to share toys, and especially if their age difference is there, keep the toys separate, keep the books separate, keep the stationery separate. A big fighting point is stationeries. Keep the stationery separate. Pencils, pens, erasers, compass boxes, chart papers. Now with homeschooling or pandemic schooling, you have to be all the more particular about that. Keep the storage area separate. Cupboards. If you make your children share cupboards, it'll be a terrible thing. If there is just one cupboard, have shelves divided. This shelf for this shelf for this. Still have some amount of division or demarcation. Have it and clearly define that demarcation. I have always, as a child, I also always felt that I am being compared constantly with my elder sister, with my younger sister, with my friends, and I was never the confident person I evolved into. That's something I worked on, and that's something I did for my own. But as a child, because of this constant comparison, I had a very rough time. I had a very tough time. So one thing I always tell parents of multiples, do not compare your children to anyone. I have a student who are a set of twins. They are as different as chalk and cheese. So when twins are different, you can imagine 2 children born on separate dates, separate years, to the same set of parents. How different will they be? Right? There might be few similarities, but you can't expect the same thing happening with both children. So do not compare. If one child is reading before his reading age technically, and one child is amazing at maths, appreciate that. Accept that fact. Do not say, see, he is so good, or when he was 4, he was reading books and you can't even put a sentence together. Please don't say this. You will completely ruin the self-esteem of a child, and they will, if they work on it, it'll take them years to do that. As a child, I have experienced that. So that's something I am talking from personal experience, not as a parent, but as a child. And I know each child will get affected because of this. Young children, older children, teenagers, everyone gets affected. Even till date, I'm 40, even till date, when my mom says anything on the lines of comparison of my daughter with another child in the family, I stop her right there and then. Because I know it completely breaks the confidence, the self-confidence of a child. So please don't do that. There's a post I will be posting tomorrow on self-care and how self-care is not selfish. As a mom of one, I need those 15-20 minutes, half an hour to myself, without work, without my family, without everyone. I can spend time with a book. I can do an in-home pedicure if during the pandemic. I can watch a movie. I can do anything, but that half an hour, it's for me. I can have a head massage. You need to take out that time, and for you as a multi-parent of multiple, you need to take out that time even more. If you have 3 children, your problems, or your, I wouldn't call them problems, your areas where you're working at would be 3 times that of a single child parent. So you need that self-care even more. So don't underestimate the importance and the power of taking care of self. Work out, meet friends when the pandemic is over. Right now, meet them online, or talk to people. When you think you will not be able to take it anymore, consult a coach or a therapist or any expert who might help you, right? But don't ignore yourself. Please, in the rut, in the running around, do not ignore yourself. That's a request. It's not a suggestion. It's a very important request that I want to make to each and every parent out there, mums, dads, everyone. So I spoke of responsibility, sorry. Another thing you need to instill in your child, and this I tell to even parents of single children, that you need to make your child independent. Till when will you take care of the child? You need to prepare your child for the world, for the future, for tomorrow. Girls, boys, both. You need to ensure they are independent and they are able to do what they are capable of doing on their own. Usually with the youngest sibling, it happens that they are the babies of the house. We don't want them to do anything. Even though our elder one was doing XYZ at the age of 4, 5, our younger ones, we think, oh, they are still too small to do that. But you know what? You are you're not doing justice to that child you're pampering. He or she will get affected by your pampering in future. So you should pamper your children. You should hug them, love them. But there is a fine line between pampering and overprotecting your child, or I call it bubble wrapping your child, where you just don't want your child to grow up, or you don't want them to do anything on their own. You're available, you're there, you can do it for them. You can obviously do it for them, but they should be able to do it for themselves as well. So age-appropriate independence is extremely important. So till my daughter was born, I used to love having a sense of perfection in my job. I still do. And I used to feel that I can do anything alone, and I can climb any mountain. I don't need anyone. And boom, I became a mother, and I understood the importance of support system, a strong support system. I don't know what I would have done in those years where I was literally understanding the concept and realizing that I have become a mom. I don't know what I would have done if I would not have had a super supportive husband. And I never thank him for that, because that's his job as a father. As important as my role as a mom is, his role as a dad is equally important. So you need to have, if you are two parents are involved in this situation, you need to work as a team. and have your other support system in place, right? I forgot this point in self-care. Let me add it now. You need, if you are a family where both father and mother are available, ensure you give time to each other. Go on date nights, go on movies without your children. Have a support system in place. If you don't have anyone, like we don't, we ensure we have friends around who can take care of the children when we want to go away for 1 hour or so. So that's very important. And especially with multiple children, it is all the more important, right, to have a very strong support system in place. You might frown upon the next point that I'm telling you, but you know it works like magic. Rules. Have some rules, simple rules, basic rules, but have them very clearly defined in your household, right? Extremely clearly defined. And rules should be similar for everyone. I understand age will play a factor in this, but try and keep it same for everyone. If the children are expected to sit on the dining table and eat at the same time, the father, the mother, and every member of the household should do so, right? So ensure the rules are followed by not only the children, but as a father and mother, you should also follow the rules, or whoever the adult is in the family, they should also follow the rules. If children are not supposed to shout or raise their voice, do you think you will be raising your voice and children won't be raising? Those rules will only be on papers and they will not follow through. So try and have simple rules which work for your household, again I'm saying, but have them consistent, follow them consistently. Another thing which is very important is planning. Now, since the children are home, plan their day, plan your day, plan the menu, plan what they are going to wear, plan meetings, plan calls, everything. The more you plan, the more organized you are, the more organized your children are. Your life will be very, very, very simple. So planning is crucial. How you plan, write it on a whiteboard, use a planner, use your phone, or remember, keep it in your mind, which I would not suggest, but whatever works for you, right? Also, I have already mentioned that responsibilities need to be divided amongst children. That was the first point I mentioned. But this point, the 12th point now is that chores need to be divided. I'm sorry, not the 12th. 10th point is chores need to be divided amongst everyone in the household. So if you're doing the dishes, your husband is doing the cooking, one of your child is responsible for laying down the table and picking up the table, one of your child is responsible for keeping the utensils back, whatever it is, have it written down clearly. Have the chores defined and have a backup as well. Will make your life very easy, right? Another point is be a little flexible. So if you have your chore list or if you have your rules, a little bit of flexibility, not too much, but a little bit of flexibility is okay, right? If you had planned a movie night, so post-COVID, we'll go for movies. If you had planned a movie night and the car broke off, so be a little flexible, right? If you had planned, you had made pizza for dinner and your husband has got something from outside, be a little flexible, right? So that flexibility will keep you sane, will keep everyone in the household sane. If your children's bedtime is 8, and I know I always suggest having a schedule in place, but on some days 8 to 8:30 it happens, ho jata hai. So let it be that flexibility enough. On the other hand, to add to it, I would also like to tell you that flexibility also in little portions. Don't be completely flexible, right? In Montessori, sorry, I bring Montessori again and again, but it's something I can't take out of my head and I don't want to. So in Montessori, there's a term called, sorry, now it's just, see, that's what happened when you're making a video. and you want to show how knowledgeable you are, and the term is right there on your head and it doesn't come on your mouth. So the term I was talking about, I'm so sorry, was freedom within limits. Yes, that's a very basic Montessori principle, and that's very important. So if you delve deep, it is so important. You should give them freedom, you should have flexibility, but there need to be a limit to everything, right? Please also understand perfect families exist in Instagram or on social media. Perfection is a myth. What works for my family doesn't work for your family. If you remember that, you will be good to go, right? Then I would also like to point out that might be cases that you're not a parent of multiple yet, but you plan to have another baby in future, or you are expecting a new baby. Involve the older child or children in the process. Take them shopping, take them to doctor visit if it's allowed, or to whatever extent is possible. Involve them, and believe me, this one involvement will completely change the kind of connection your child will have with the future baby. All right. Another point I keep on getting, so to end it, there are 2 points now. Point number 14, and connected with it is point number 15. Let them fight. Siblings, rivalries will happen. Let them fight, right? Show them, as parents, how do you show them? You behave in that manner in front of them. If you keep on telling, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight, they will not fight. They will not stop. But if you have an argument with your husband or your older child or anyone in the household, respectfully disagree with them. Even if you want to disagree, we are two human beings, we might have different points of view, but what is important is respectfully. Even if you're arguing, argue respectfully. That's extremely important, right? There are siblings, they will fight. Accept that. If they know where the lines are or the boundaries are, just don't get in the middle. If the child is too young, 2 years, 1 year, then you can take them away from there, right? And discuss with the older child that this might be harmful to the younger one as well. Again, what works in sibling rivalry is when children get alone time. So in this alone time, you can tap or discuss things very nicely, respectfully, with children that has been bothering you, right? So if there is, I'm just taking an example, if there is a child who doesn't share his toys but expects other child, his brother, sister to share it, when you're having a reflection time alone, not in front of the other child, when you're having a reflection time alone with that child, tell him or her, see, how would you feel if XYZ doesn't give you his favorite book? I wouldn't feel nice. Keep it on yourself. Don't tell them. I wouldn't feel nice. How would you feel? They might get back to you that I feel very nice if they're in a mischievous mood. So at that point, my reaction would be, okay, that's strange, all right. And I'll just leave the conversation there because I know they'll come back to me with that, right? Most of the time, the chances are that they will tell you that they don't feel good, right? So then you tell them, see, even I don't feel nice when you don't share your books or toys with XYZ and you ask for his books or toys. If you don't share, then I don't think so he will share, right? So those things you can talk to them, but only when you are in a calm zone and your child is in a calm zone. And your last point is do not be a referee. Don't take sides. Don't tell no, this child was right, this was wrong. No, let them decide. Even though you know it was wrong, have the reflection time to respectfully talk to that child, but do not, while they are fighting, do not try to stop them. If you think that they might hurt one another, then you might put your foot down, but only when that happens, otherwise nothing else, right? And here also rules work beautifully, so have those rules in place, right? And I would end this little no, it's a long video, so I'll put it on YouTube. I would end this video by just telling you, since no two families are same, no two children are same. So these are things that you can implement, but you have to see how it works for you and your family. All right, happy parenting. Keep rethinking parenting. Keep on telling me what kind of topics you want me to address, and I would love to do that. Right? Take care and stay happy, stay healthy. Peace. Bye-bye.